Since we want to talk about black on black crime. No, let's talk about state crime on black people. We're going to talk about the state of New Jersey, and we're going to talk about how they treat black people in the workplace and law enforcement. Since I got a criminal justice degree, I'm going to use my criminal justice degree. Right here, the New Jersey court rejects the state's attempt to toss a race discrimination lawsuit by 3 deputy attorney generals. Now, you would think, you fight for discrimination or whatever. New Jersey got a serious problem with the way this state treat black folks. And they want to act like I'm crazy or I'm emotional or I'm upset about what y'all doing to me. No, y'all do what y'all do to me to a bunch of people. Y'all just mad y'all got somebody with the energy like me to hold y'all accountable. You fired me, but I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed. No, I'm going to use my criminal justice degree. You can pause your screen and you can read. I'm going to go ahead and click to the next. Now, in here, 3 black attorney generals. Now, let's be clear, in the state of New Jersey, the agency that is responsible for conducting the investigation into discrimination is the Office of the Attorney General. The Office of the Attorney General got 3 black attorney generals suing them for discrimination. What makes this a current case here in New Jersey somewhat unique is that the employer being sued is the same organization responsible for investigating and taking action on instances of discrimination. Ain't that a blimp? You got 700 deputy attorney generals and only 44 of them are black Americans, and only a few of those held senior jobs. According to the lawsuit, you had a DAG who for decades was consistently passed over for promotions and also received lower salaries than other less qualified. Listen, y'all thought that, I don't know who thought, but the way they treat black people in the state of New Jersey is a crime in itself. So y'all want to talk about, quote unquote, this make-believe black on black crime. Let's talk about how black people in law enforcement is being treated by the state. This just one case, but this to me is the most important case. And I don't know if y'all saw that date, but that date is 2021. This lawsuit going on right now while I'm suing the New Jersey judiciary for discrimination. Our lawsuit's going on at the same time. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. They want to sit here and make it seem like I'm a disgruntled employee, but they don't want to see this is how they treat black people in the workplace. And it's not just us. Let's go to the next. I'm always going to talk about this case because this happened to be 2 people that I worked with at the time when they filed their lawsuit. They filed their lawsuit in 2015. In 2015, I was a probation officer when they were called dumb Negroes. You see it. The state of New Jersey, the New Jersey judiciary, they worked for the sheriff's department. They were called dumb Negroes. They settled their case, but guess who's still employed by the Middlesex County sheriff officer, and they called 2 black employees dumb Negroes. But me, a black woman reporting discrimination, I got fired. I couldn't stay in my job. But the state of New Jersey taxpaying citizens are still paying the people that called them this. The lawsuit is settled, but I was fired for one email that was sent when I was out on FMLA and taken off of work to care for my sick child. But this person is still employed by the state of New Jersey. Sounds about white. Let's go to the next. This case right here. Now, this case is also very important to me because this happened around the same time, July 2020. Remember, I filed my lawsuit in October 2019. This officer filed the lawsuit, and he basically said in his lawsuit that the public, the racism among officers towards the public is real. He filed an internal complaint with the Attorney General. Remember, the Attorney General in the state of New Jersey is responsible for conducting the investigations into discrimination. So he filed a complaint with the Attorney General saying that he, by the Middlesex County prosecutor, were basically telling the officers to arrest black and brown people for a quota. That's why his case is so important. Because at the time, he was considered a whistleblower. And because of his lawsuit against the police department and his complaint with the Attorney General, they retaliated against him, and he also left the position. But the people who retaliated, of course, they're still employed. This is the theme in New Jersey, and I want you to realize these people who are discriminating against us or who are treating us a certain way, we reported it. None of us are no longer in our positions, except the 2 sheriff officers that I just talked about. They still work there, but they settled their case. But the people who called them, they're still employed. That's something very, very important to realize. Going to the next. This is the sheriff. This is the police The ex-Trenton top cop. She was the chief of police in Trenton. Trenton is the capital in the state of New Jersey. She filed a discrimination lawsuit in July of 2022. July of 2022, when she filed her lawsuit, she basically was fired because she would not do favors and she wanted to get rid of white supremacy in the police department. If you read the article, it talks about how she was like, no, this is not happening here. As a top cop, you are responsible for making sure that everybody is held accountable to the same standard. Nah, baby, they went after her. They brought her up on false departmental charges. Same thing they did to me, and that's what they do. That's a code. What they do if they can't get you in line, they bring you up on false charges, which is fraud, and RICO charges should be given because this is what they do. And she's no longer in her position. So again, it's not just me being discriminated against state of New Jersey, but the real question is what's going on in the state of New Jersey that this is how they treating black people. This is how they treat black people. These are people in law enforcement with degrees, with the education and the status, but this is how we are treated in response. On to the next. Okay, now this case right here, you have 3 officers file similar allegations. Now, mind you, look at these dates. I wish I knew how to do all the circly stuff, but these dates are the same time my lawsuit was filed. My lawsuit was filed August in 2021. So 3 different lawsuits in Asbury County alleging racism. One guy alleged that he's suing the racism. They wrote him up for filing the paperwork to sue them for it's a lot of stuff that they doing to these people. These black people working in law enforcement, they literally cannot do. Literally, them doing these charges is not only fraud in of itself, but it's a crime in of itself for them reporting how they being treated. You can't tell us that we can't report y'all doing what y'all doing to us when y'all are committing crimes against us. But notice, this is the law enforcement community in New Jersey. So when they talk about this black on black crime, look about the crime on black is what we really should be talking about. Let's go on to the next case. This was a police officer. This is in Maplewood. This is in northern New Jersey in the Essex County area. She was she was brought up on disciplinary charges over her hair, and this had to do with the Wrestling Act. But I just brought this up because as a black woman, your hairstyles is an issue in the workplace and your discipline. But again, your hair grow out of your head the way your hair grow out of your head. But this is how black people are treated in the workplace. I'm glad she's getting the attention she's getting on her case. I'm not really sure of a lot of the details, but I'm just showing you how black people in the state of New Jersey are treated in the workplace, because this stuff is really ridiculous. This one I just actually Googled, and this one was really interesting to me because Berkeley Township fired their cop, 25 years old. This was the first black cop that they hired in 45 years. The only black employee. Look at the date of the lawsuit. The way black people are treated in the state of New Jersey, and the way the state of New Jersey really got issues with how they treat black folks. And I guess they think that I'm going to be quiet about it. But since they fired me from my job and I don't have a job, my job, I'm going to use my criminal justice degree to put them on blast about the way they're treating black people. We're going to talk about how law enforcement community in New Jersey treats black people. Because again, you see it's not just women. It's some men in here too. And you see they're filing lawsuits, but you see it's still under the radar. And it's because New York is right there and Philadelphia is right there. But it's a lot of cases in New Jersey around a lot of period of time, and ain't nobody really talking about what's going on. There has not been an article with the 3 black women suing in Somerset County, the New Jersey judiciary. We're suing an entire branch of government, and we can't even get no ink on our case. So what I want to just say, what's right is right. This was the article that was done about my lawsuit, what I filed. I filed October 2019. Then I was fired because of this lawsuit. Remember, they illegally incarcerated my mentally ill nephew because of this lawsuit. And I filed another lawsuit in state court in August of 2021. So again, I have 2 lawsuits, but there's something going on. And in my lawsuit, I said there's a culture of white superiority in the state court system. It's the entire branch of government. The entire judiciary targets black people because they are in charge of the prisons. They are in charge of probation, parole, and the police. And they target black people. As you saw in these different cases, it's not just a me thing. The crime against black people in the state of New Jersey must come to an end.